You ever spent a whole lot of time working on a project and then you get to the end and it's finally done and you've got this great sense of accomplishment only to realize that there's something that you forgot to do and it's really critical. Or maybe you decided somewhere along the way that you were going to cut some dollars out and not do that part of the project and hopefully nobody would notice. Well, that's exactly what happened to one Florida fix and flipper. You got this house, got it all fixed up, had a deal under contract, and then the inspection came in. Stick around, show you what we found in the inspection, and it's really not that good. I'm Tony. This is Run the Comps. Here we go. Welcome back to Run the Comps, the channel where we help you value up your real estate game. My name's Tony Hughes. I've been a licensed agent, an investor, and a real estate analyst for over 20 years, and I've seen some crazy stuff in my time. And I've got a good one here for you today. So let's dive right in. So these fix and flip investors out of Florida, they found a distressed property in the suburbs of Jacksonville and picked it up in October 2023 and paid $252,000 for it. All right, let's get some photos up and I'll show you this property. These are going to be before photos. And as you can see from the street side photo, the front of the house, it's kind of hard to see how bad this property is, but let's take a look inside. The kitchen is pretty rough here, but wait, it gets worse. So we're going to look at some of these photos. There's a picture of the living room, the electric panel. Look at that swimming pool. The swimming pool is horrible. Looks like it had a roof leak. Got some serious mold and moisture issues throughout the whole place. You can see these bedrooms and bathrooms are just terrible. I mean, that's disgusting. This is going to take a lot of remediation. Another roof leak right there. And a window unit, which tells me the air conditioner's probably not working. And look at that living room. So you can see this property is in really bad shape. These guys, they did a total overhaul on the property. And based upon the information that we have available to us, it looks like it took these investors about 3 to 4 months to complete all the repairs on this flip before they went back to market. Now let's get some after photos up here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. They did a pretty good job. So you can see from this street side photo, the front photo, they got some new paint, new roof, and look at that kitchen. Man, what a modern kitchen. That's a beautiful kitchen. And there's the living room. Remember how ugly that living room was before? Well, there it is now. Here's one of the bathrooms. The other bathroom, huge improvements all the way through. New windows, floors, everything. And look, they even detailed the garage floor. So lots of detail went into this. They even took care of the swimming pool. The swimming pool got buried and decommissioned, so there's no longer a swimming pool in the backyard. Now, I'm thinking that these investors are pretty well seasoned at what they do, and they've done this kind of thing before because no amateur or first-time fix and flipper is going to take a house in that bad of condition and turn it back out to the market in 3 to 4 months. Here's a quick snapshot of the market history that I found on Zillow. You can see where they listed the property in January of 2024, and then the property sat on the market for sale up until the very beginning of July. So that's about 5 months on the market. Not sure if they took any offers on this property or not, but it doesn't look like they sold it. In fact, I know that even today here in September of 2024, the property is unsold. And so this is not a good thing. You got to be wondering what's going on here, right? So if you're the investor that owns this property and you bought it about a year ago in October of 2023, and spend a bunch of money to get it renovated, and you get that job taken care of after about 3 to 4 months, and you get it back on the market in January of 2024, you're thinking, yeah, we're going to get this house sold, right? Well, and then 5 months goes by, and the property is still not sold. We don't really know if they had any offers or did any other inspections during that 5-month period, but we do know the property is not sold, right? So what do you do next? Of course, you want to turn to an iBuyer. They've got good money, right? Those big hedge funds, they'll buy anything, of course. So the property gets submitted to the iBuyer. The iBuyer comes back and says, sure, we'll give you an offer for $378,000. But of course, you're going to take some fees out, and that's going to, cut into your bottom line and everything. Plus, we want to come out and do some inspections on the property to make sure there's really nothing wrong with it. At this point, the investors are pretty well over it, so they agree to the price and the inspections get ordered. Now, this property's in Florida, and in Florida, every home inspection is supplemented with what's called a 4-point inspection. The 4-point inspection covers systems of the property such as roof, HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. A few days go by, the inspector's been to the property, they filled out all of the inspection forms, and then everything gets submitted back to the designated person at the iBuyer for final review. Now, every iBuyer has different buy box criteria, but generally speaking, if you're able to get through the offer process and they send you an offer for your property, then for the most part, your property fits into their buy box criteria. But that's why the inspection report is so important. One of the things I like about Florida and the inspection reports that we get back from that area is the 4-point supplement. I really wish more states would do something like this, because a quick look at the 4-point report on this property delivered a shocking discovery. Take a look with me at the 4-point report for this property. In the electrical section, it's got the box checked for branch circuit aluminum wiring. And then down below, it's checked unsatisfactory. And that's usually a big no-no for most iBuyers, and it could also be a deal breaker for a lot of retail buyers because it's hard to get insurance for houses with aluminum wiring. Aluminum wiring is commonly found in homes that were built in the 1960s and early 1970s. It's not everywhere, but a lot of home builders at that time turned to aluminum because copper prices were so high. A typical home can have hundreds of electrical connections throughout. Aluminum is usually more brittle than copper and can create hot spots at switches and outlets and at the panels, and that creates fire hazards. And that's why a lot of insurance companies are reluctant to issue policies on houses with aluminum wiring. Okay, so now for the good news, bad news part of all this. The good news is that there are several different ways that aluminum wiring can be remediated so that you can get an insurance policy for your home at a reasonable price. The bad news is that it could get really expensive to remediate aluminum wiring. Unsurprisingly, the best way to remediate is to rewire the whole house with copper wiring, but that can get really expensive, and you're going to have to tear some walls out, and it's going to get messy. Then there's the Copala method of remediation, which involves pigtailing copper wiring to your aluminum wiring with a special connector. Finally, there's the Alumicon process, which is similar to the Copala method, but it's not the first choice of the Consumer Product Safety Commission. So you can imagine that that may have some sort of impact on homeowner policy premiums. Clearly, these Florida fix and flip investors have some big decisions ahead of them. The ball is in their court. It's a mystery why they didn't just rewire this property in the beginning during the renovation process when they had the opportunity. Not sure why that didn't happen, but it didn't, and it's costing them big time now in both time and money, which is always so important to an investor on a fix and flip. Well, I hope this information has been valuable to you today. Leave a comment down below. Thumbs up would be cool. Let us know that you are enjoying our videos, and we'll keep making more of them. So until next time, I'm Tony. This is Run the Comps. I'm out.